Okay.
Next is, this is wrapped up pretty nicely, so you want to never drop the gun because this could break, but go ahead and get this thing spread out so that it's our ground cable here, which we don't really need right now. And then this is a 220 volt machine. So when you connect this, be sure your fingers aren't touching these gold leads, that you grip it here and here, and just don't have your finger touch that for any reason. This is just going to plug straight in and give us power. But it's basically 120 volts here, 120 here, so this can do, well, a bigger thickness of metal than if you only had a 110 volt machine. So make sure it's plugged in. And then you're going to open up this here. This little tray can come out. And what we want to do now is we're going to go ahead and take off this retaining clip here, squeezes, and I'm going to clip this wire, but it's really important that you hold on to it with one hand. So don't let this wire go for any reason, otherwise it's going to unravel and it's not going to be nice anymore. So you can see there's a hole here and here, so I'm just going to carefully feed this through. And then once I go like that, then you can let go. And this guy is going to come off. And then right here, let me see it real fast. Right here we have our tensioner. So in this case, this is going to flop down, and this lifts up. And we have two drive rollers here. So this black thing, it's going to twist like that. And this one here, twist like that. And so now you should be able to pull these off, just like that. This one here, pull it off. So these drive rollers, they say 035 on one side, 045 on the other side. So I have 035 wire, so when you put this on, you want to be able to have it read 035. You can always tell on your spool wire that right there it says 035. Really important that matches up. And also there's some other settings here we don't usually mess with, but you can basically, these are called these little metal shunts. These can be put in different places to get different voltages if you're in different parts of the country. And then of course if you're doing flux core arc welding, you might have to actually unbolt this guy, put this one on this lug and this one on this one, reversing basically the polarity. You can see there's a plus here, plus it's red and minus, but don't mess with this unless the power is off. Okay, so my drive rollers are off, and so now we just gotta pull this wire through. And I'm gonna go ahead and take this off here. My tip, so I got those two things off. And then here comes the wire out. Be sure you wrap this up and recycle it. Don't drop it like that. Okay, so now I'm gonna put my wire back in. Notice there's this tip right here. There's a hole right here, but make sure the wire can feed off the bottom or it can feed off the top depending on the machine. This machine feeds off the bottom, so it's important I put this on. So I'm going to get this aligned with this. And put my clip back on. This nut here, you shouldn't have to mess with this, but basically when you let go of the trigger, you want this thing to stop. And not have it be like this, where if this is too loose, if you go to stop, it might keep running. So you want to have some tension on this But don't take this off. All right, so now what I have to do is this wire, I have to take a clean swipe of this, guys. So I'm not going to let go right now. And so that's there. So now, once you come in here and zoom in here now, let me first get my drive roller in here. Don't forget when you put in a drive roller to lock it in place. Okay, so this is the part that's kind of hard to see from yesterday. So get really close now. So I'm going to feed it into here. That's first. And then this thing, so there's the wire right there. Just have to get it in this thing called the liner. That's the liner, so I have to get it in there. Once it's in there a tiny bit, close that and lock it, and then you can let go. This is the tensioner here. I'm going to loosen the tensioner, and we'll talk about this in a minute. So now I'm going to turn the machine on. Turn the wire speed way up and start to feed this thing through. So right here you can see it's feeding, and if the tensioner is too low, then it won't feed consistently. This thing needs to be lubricated. It's not working so well. So there's my wire. And if I go like this, you can see it's a little jerky there. If you saw it, it's just a little bit not consistent. So you want to do clockwise about a half turn at a time and test it. But it should be nice like that. That's what it should look like. And then the idea is that if you dunk the tip, like for example, if you dunk the tip, and I go like this, you can see the drive wheels are spinning out in the wire. If you had too much tension, it would just rats us here. This would go all up in here, and eventually it'd probably hit one of these lugs and light up. So it's important you have just enough tension. Okay, so now that's basically, we're almost done. Be sure you get your tip on. And then I just want to wrap this up, get it put back together just the way it was. So here we got our ground cable. Powered off. With the gun, don't wrap it too tight, but don't have it be on the ground either. Here, and this can rest right on top. And then power cable. Okay, that's not touching the ground. We got this off. MIG welding pliers here. And then just pick up the scrap stuff, and that's it.